The money smelled like dust and sweat. Old bills, new sins. We dumped the bags on the warehouse floor, breathing like animals that had just escaped a cage. No sirens yet, no shouting, just the hum of the heater and the quiet sound of a clock we hadn't noticed before. Someone laughed, short, nervous, like the sound of glass cracking. I remember thinking, this is what victory sounds like before it turns to rot. 2 years of planning, 20 minutes of execution. Every route memorized, every lock timed to the second. We'd walked into Brink's with stolen uniforms, stolen courage, and left with $2.7 million that didn't belong to anyone who would forgive us. The air in that room was thick with disbelief. No one said it aloud, but we all knew. The hardest part wasn't stealing it, it was keeping quiet afterward. They said the FBI had no leads, that we were ghosts. I almost believed it, until the first knock came. A polite one, the kind that says, "We already know." I kept my face steady, coffee on the table, newspaper open. I even smiled. But my hands betrayed me, a tremor so small only guilt could feel it. They asked simple questions. Where were you that night? Do you know anyone who works security at Brink's? Their eyes never blinked. Mine did. After they left, I noticed something. The back door lock, slightly off-center. They'd been inside before I opened it. From that day on, I stopped sleeping at home. Every sound became an echo of that night. The click of a lighter, the turn of a key, the thud of a bag on concrete. We thought we'd outsmarted the system, but we'd only outsmarted ourselves, believing silence was loyalty when it was just fear with better posture. Money changes how a man breathes. It sits in your chest like a secret you can't swallow. Some of the boys started spending, small at first. New suits, better cars, a little whiskey at the good bar instead of the cheap one. That's how it starts. Then come the whispers. He's talking too much. He's flashing too much. We met less and argued more. Trust was replaced with glances that lasted a second too long. Every conversation felt like interrogation, every silence like strategy. I saw one of them at a diner once, alone, drinking coffee he wasn't touching. He looked up and said, "You ever think maybe one of us already talked?" I didn't answer, because I already had. Not to the cops, not out loud, but the guilt had started leaking through the seams. The way you breathe differently when you've built something that shouldn't exist. And I knew then, we weren't free men. We were just prisoners who hadn't been caught yet. It ended, like most things do, with betrayal. One of us, can't even say his name anymore, got picked up for something small, and small things grow fast when the FBI starts watering them. They said he talked after 3 days, told them everything, the plan, the timing, the warehouse, even the cut he never got. When they came for me, they didn't shout. They didn't need to. They already had my fingerprints, my fear, and my photograph walking out of that building 6 years earlier. Sitting across from them, I didn't fight it. The truth wasn't a revelation, it was a release. All those years pretending to be invisible had made me hollow. And when the cuffs clicked, I finally exhaled. That's the thing about perfect crimes. They're never perfect for long. Someone always blinks. The trial wasn't dramatic, just a slow peeling of masks we'd worn too long. Each of us sitting there, pretending we didn't know each other, while the evidence stacked like bricks between us. One photograph, one fingerprint, one witness. That's all it takes to turn a legend into a cautionary tale. When the verdict came, I didn't look up. Life in prison, no parole. But it didn't feel like punishment. It felt like the end of a long, exhausting lie. As they led me away, one of the reporters asked, "Was it worth it?" I said nothing, because even the truth has a price, and I'd already paid mine. Prison is quiet. The kind of quiet that remembers things for you. You stop counting days, you start counting echoes. Sometimes I think about the money. Most of it was never found. Maybe it's still out there, rotting in a wall or burned to ash by someone's fear. But the real theft wasn't the cash. It was time. The years we traded for one night of precision and pride. If I close my eyes, I can still hear that first laugh in the warehouse. Sharp, nervous, alive. The sound of men who thought they beat the system. We didn't. We just joined it in a different uniform. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Justice was never about mercy. It was always about memory. And mine refuses to forget.